right. Welcome everyone to Gator. I'm manovermars, and I'm going to be playing this game for you guys today. So this is a fun little game by Natsume. It's pretty cute and fun. So let's just get it going. One thing that I want to explain first is how the chests work, because I can manipulate the chests based on enemies and damage. So this first enemy, I'm not going to kill him so that I can get a bomb in the next room in a certain chest. So this first chest, if I would have killed him, would have been a bomb. Now it's points. Whoops. And we got a bomb. I was a little bit slow there, so we didn't kill that first snake, or that last snake. So basically what you need to do is you need to break open every single chest in the level. And the last chest is always a key. You can cycle through the items in the chest by killing enemies or taking damage or opening the chest. So every time I kill an enemy, the next chest will change to something different. That's a good bomb there. So basically you just want to go through and break every chest as fast as possible. There's a few different things that I try to keep in mind. Is last time I was working on this game, there's a boss later on that's on a global timer, and when you get on really good pace, he gives you a really shitty pattern, or really bad pattern. I don't know. I'll try to keep my swearing down. So basically I just start at the bottom of the levels. You can do them in any order. So I just start at the bottom and work my way up, except for in the third world, where I will start with the room on the top, which is the boss that's on a global pattern. By doing him first, I can hopefully get him to do his good pattern, which allows me to do a nice quick kill on him. Yeah, so from what I understand, the story of this game is he plays this cute little alligator, Charlie, who's completely naked except for a pair of sneakers, which is pretty rad on the cover of this game if you've ever seen the box art. And he's just on a mission to save his once peaceful world from the evil, I think it's King Bassos, or Basso or something like that, who's invaded it. So you just kind of set out. You got all these different levels, which are pretty cool. You have water levels, you have these kind of platforming levels, and you have levels that are kind of in the air, where you're jumping on clouds, which are a neat mechanic in of themselves. So we got our first boss coming up. Let's see if we can get the quick kill on him. It's pretty tight quick kill. Okay, we got it a little bit slow. You can kill him so that he won't move, but if I were to have failed to have killed him, he would have jumped across the screen, and the key spawns where you kill the boss. I do have the record in this game. There's not many people to play it, so it's not nearly as impressive as it sounds, but I did push the record down quite a bit. When I first started playing the game, the record was 4109 by Night DMG, and then I pushed it down to 3540. There's still more time to save. Since picking the game back up for this marathon, I discovered that I could get I could sometimes get the bird boss to go back to his good pattern by doing his level first. So that will make for some nice time saves as well, and plus just more optimized movement. In my record run, that I rewatched it recently, and it was not as impressive as I remembered it to be. So, oops. Charlie has this really floaty jump. But like a lot of different games, his jump can be shortened. You can do little baby hops. So you have a couple different jump heights, which is nice, but you really want to optimize your jumps so you're not just kind of hanging in the air a bunch. Which you'll see me try to do and probably fail quite a bit. So right now I'm about 9 seconds behind record pace, so that's not too bad for being a couple levels in. So I'm going to do a little bird boost right here. I was killing that bird before, and so you have to turn around and kill him, and it just was so much slower than just letting him push you off the edge. So that was a good key grab. There's another key grab like that in this room, but it's a little bit harder. So here we have those cloud mechanics I was talking about, where they kind of they let you start sinking through, which can be good and bad for some rooms. It all depends. So you see some different items popping out of the chest. I don't normally grab a lot of the items. It's just a waste of time. Sometimes you'll see bombs. Bombs will kill anything that's on the screen. Sometimes that's really good. It's super helpful. And sometimes it's a really bad idea to grab a bomb. Because the way that the enemies respawn in this game, they start respawning faster towards the end of the game. And you can get it so that all the enemies will respawn pretty much all around you sometimes, so that's definitely not good. So that's the first area. There's 4 areas in this game. The first 3 areas have 4 rooms, and you can do them in any order. So you can see here I'm in the water, and the levels kind of progress like that. So we're going to do like water levels, and then kind of water and platforming. See, I was a little slow there. Because I took that hit, the chest will be something different than what it would have been if I wouldn't have taken a hit. So you can see how the chests start to feel like they have RNG, but they don't. But last chest is always a key. Some of these water levels can be pretty rough. That center strip there is a current that's constantly pushing me to the left. Every time you make a little tail flip, you get pushed backwards. So even though we're in between all these little seaweeds that kind of look like some crispy bacon, you don't really get to see the pushback. But there's other levels where the entire room. Oops, I need to kill this guy. The entire room is a current, and it makes it quite rough. So not only do you want to optimize your jumps, you want to kind of optimize your tail flips too. There's several times in the game where you try to get enemies to overlap so you can kill them, or overlap with chests so that you can deal damage to them while you're also hitting the chest. You can also load up a chest, like so you saw me hit that chest twice. Enemies will do that too. They will save the damage. If they can take more than one hit, they'll save that hit if you hit them and kind of swim away. Sometimes that will be incredibly useful, because there's multiple times where you pass an enemy sometimes, so that helps with making your exit a little bit quicker. So we got our second boss here, which is the giant goldfish. This is the only one that I can't seem to get a quick kill on. There's always that one hit that can't seem to get. It swims too fast for me. That was a pretty good series of rooms. I actually saved some time there. Quite a bit of time, actually. Alright, this is the worst jump in the game. Oh, and I failed it. So this room, you really don't want to fail that pattern. that jump, because now these little monsters are going to be in my way. God damn it. So, but the nice thing is that once I go into the next room will be on starting its cycle. So being behind in one room doesn't mean you're going to be behind in the next room. This game can be pretty brutal on health. You can get behind in a pattern pretty easily. By some rooms the pattern is extremely tight, whereas a single tail flip can cause you to be behind. Missed tail flip, that is. Or an unintentional damage. Other rooms have a little bit more leeway. But getting behind can cause you to take a lot of damage really, really quickly. So it's got a pretty fun soundtrack as well, as I'm sure you guys can hear. This game also, I should mention, is not very good for reading chat, so I'll try to keep up, glance over when I can, but this game is just non-stop action, basically. Even after you beat a level, there's only maybe a second or two where you don't have control of Charlie, and then you can immediately start moving to the next room. So for around 40 minutes, it's pretty much just straight up action. I really like some of the level design. It's both fun and it's kind of a jerk too if you're not careful. Like this room is a good example of that. So you see the chests in the middle and you see these little waterfalls. You have to go down there to get those chests, but if you go down the wrong waterfall, or if you're trying to break one of those chests at the top and you get sucked down a waterfall, whoops, you can be in big trouble because you'd have to go all the way around to get back up to the top. So if the pterodactyl on the left had pushed me into the waterfall, I would have fallen down and had to go all the way around. We lost a lot of time in that room. I really like also how they decided to deal with the stacking platforms. So it just kind of looks like the room is filled up with land, basically, to jump on. But it's slowly getting more complex and teaching you how to navigate a room that has a bunch of platforms like this. Here we have these little, I don't know what they are, like little, they're not really like kangaroo, I guess maybe like tanuki or something like that, that are, they're one of the few enemies that can be manipulated. Every enemy except for them and these little parrots that you'll see, they just have a set pattern, but these little guys that jump around, they follow you basically. Okay, we got out before they closed off my path. So you'll see them jumping around. A lot of times, if you can leave them alive, it's probably for the best, because they'll just continue chasing you. So if you kill them, like these guys, if I were to kill the ones that are jumping around, they're going to respawn on the right side of the room, because that's where they start. And they'll be right in my way, but since I didn't kill them, they're having trouble catching up to me. Right now I've been kind of loose with my health. I've been taking some extra damage here and there. In World 3 I'm going to have to really tighten it up a little bit. So that parrot there, he's a huge pain. Not the hawks, they just fly back and forth, but the parrots, they hone in on you a little bit. They'll fly past you if they're a little too high, but they seem like they have really small hitboxes. And since they kind of move slightly upwards or downwards while they're flying, it makes them a real pain to hit. So they tend to be in your way quite a bit. And there's one level in particular where they happen to be really nasty. It happens to be the worst room in the game for multiple reasons. These clouds are kind of interesting because you can actually jump halfway into the cloud so that you don't have much time before you fall through. Oh, that was actually pretty good key grab. There's these upward waterfalls that are kind of interesting. They make the this level design especially, I feel, kind of clever for when you're playing it for the first time, because you fall into the room and you're stuck there right by a chest, and you think, oh, I'm gonna go grab that chest. But the waterfall keeps you spinning, so you can't get out of it. So you have to go down and around, and you have to go around to the other side. So this is another room that's kind of clever, I think, with the way that they designed it. You have to fall through the platforms, and there's some chests you have to go. Like, I gotta go up here to create a pathway to get up to the top. So I think this game was a really well thought out game. It plays well, and I think it's a good soundtrack. Natsume is known for its good music and good games, so... See, I'm starting to get kind of low on my health. I've been not playing as clean. But right now we're about 29 seconds behind record pace, so still not too bad. So here's Area 3, which I'm going to the worst 3 rooms in the entire game. Hesitate. There we go. Whoops. That was my fault there. I got a little too close to the waterfall and it sucked me in. There's also hidden chests in this game. You don't have to break them open, but sometimes I will, if I need something... Let's see these parrots here, just right in my way. If I need something, sometimes I'll go and I'll crack one open. Oops. A little impatient there. But this is the series of rooms that I really need to manage my health. Nope. Alright, this is the worst room in the game. This is the one that has lots of birds. It's a very big room. It's like a big square room. It has lots of disappearing platforms. I would really like to grab that, but I don't want to get behind on my pattern. Okay, that fire plant up there is kind of a troll. This parrot is a jerk, so I'm just gonna take him nice and easy. Oh, I slipped off. That's unfortunate. Not a huge time loss compared to what you can lose in this room. Alright, we're really going to have some good health here, and hope that I can get the good pattern from the bird boss. Just gotta wait for this guy. This room is also kind of a pain, because they stack those chests up in the center of the room. Let's just go up there. That was a good bomb. So I'm trying to be a little bit cautious. That's another good bomb. If I get the good pattern, I should only take one hit. But if I get a bad pattern, I can take multiple hits. So let's try to load up. That's not going to be that helpful. So that's an automatic power-up. I haven't really talked about power-ups. So you can see, you can acquire the... You can collect... Let's just kill lots of these things so I don't take any extra hits. You can acquire the peas through the levels, but every boss gives you this automatic full power-up. Farts. Well, he gave me the bad pattern anyway. Ah, slipped off. So you can see this is extremely slow, and now I'm in trouble. Whew. That was scary. So normally what the good pattern is, I'm not actually sure what's happening. Today, when I woke up this morning and started practicing, he's been giving me the bad pattern every single time. No matter what pace it seems like I'm on, so maybe he's not 100% on just a global timer, I don't know. But anyways, a death to him would have cost me about 3 minutes or so. If he would have given me the good pattern, he would have been dead relatively quickly. And I would have only taken 1 hit. Okay, that's gonna grab that heart. But, as we all know from playing games, birds are jerks. I'm not sure what that guy's problem is. So you can see in World 3, the levels get much bigger and much more complex. So right now we're a good ways behind now. We're about a minute behind, minute 15 behind. So I'm hoping for a deathless run. I got past the nasty part, so it should be all right as long as I'm careful. But I really would like to be around 37 minutes, so we'll see. Let's wait here. This room is really crazy. It looks like you can go just about anywhere, but there's only a few spots you can actually fit through. So, as a casual, when I first played this game casually, this room was quite a maze trying to figure out how to get to each chest. And then you have fish. Oops. The fish in this game act like most birds in most games. So even you have birds that are jerks, and now you have fish that are jerks. So got a lot of jerks in this game. I would like more health, because there is a spike boost you can do to save some time to leave this room. As long as I don't take another hit, I will do it, even with 2 health. Just gonna wait for this fish. Let's wait for this guy. I don't want to end up taking a hit for him as well. Oh, cool. So you can obviously do that without taking a hit, which is very nice. Normally you do take a hit, though. The spikes in this game have a very small hitbox, which is great, and they look like little poops, which is also kind of funny. Adds some fun to the game. Okay, we've got another heart. So even if I would have taken a hit from those spikes to get into this room, it's pretty easy to do this room damageless if you're careful, and it does have a guaranteed heart in it. So, and this is the end of the 3 rooms, so all you got to do is survive this to get out. And we're gonna collect these here. They don't really waste too much time by collecting them. If I was going for improvement attempts, I would avoid as many hearts as going out of my way to get hearts as much as possible. So there's a secret chest. That's a good bomb there. You end up hitting that chest twice anyway, so 2 of the 3 hits are already done. And getting a bomb is really helpful, because that first pterodactyl is a huge troll. He's going to come back to life, but he's going to die again now. And those jumps that I just did there are extremely tight. Your sprite is touching the ceiling when you're trying to jump, and this game has a lot of those jumps. So it's kind of neat that that they kind of ramp up the difficulty really well in this game. Those pterodactyls start getting put in more trolley spots. And then there's, in that last room, you may not have noticed, but that the pterodactyl on the bottom, he could shoot through at me and kind of make it difficult to make those tight jumps, kind of put the pressure on you. But the pterodactyl at the top, he had two blocks that were in the way of both of his shots, so it was kind of implied that he could hurt you, but he couldn't. So I thought that was kind of neat that the game put real pressure on you, and then it put some kind of fake pressure on you, so that to kind of mess with your jumps. Oh, that's unfortunate. This stupid little set of platforms was a pain to get used to. And you have a bird in the way, so that bird is kind of a jerk. Sometimes I go for that hidden chest. Oops. You end up having to wait for a little dinosaur up here anyway, so it's not really that big of a time loss. There we go. That hit is worth it if I get a bomb there. There's a few occasions in the game where you do have to do a little bit of waiting. So now I just acquired the tail power-up via collecting enough peas. And if you keep collecting pea, you can extend the life of your tail whip, which is kind of a neat mechanic. So you can collect the peas, and see, it was really helpful there. I killed that pterodactyl and didn't have to really wait for him. So if I keep collecting them, it'll kind of halt the draining of it, but I still don't really go out of my way to collect them. It is helpful, but once again, just like the bombs, it can cause a little bit of problems if you're killing an enemy a little bit earlier than you normally do, because that means they're going to respawn a little bit differently than they normally do. Oops. That was good. Those little flappy fish were overlapped, so I only had to do one tail flip instead of an extra one. Still dinosaurs in my way. Alright, that was pretty good. So we got one more room, one more boss in this area. So Area 3 actually has two bosses in it. And every boss in this game is pretty damn cute. This next boss happens to be my favorite boss. It's also the most consistent to kill quickly. That was a good bomb, killing those guys right as they respawn. So even though they're blinking, they can't do me any damage. I can still kill them, which is nice. Oh, we're getting tons of hearts. So by killing a whole mess of enemies, it really cycles the chests. I like this room quite a bit. The clouds make it interesting. So if you just wait for the cloud for you to start sinking, you can actually walk off. Whereas if I just kept walking without letting me sink a little bit, I would just walk across the next platform. Oops. So there I fell through a little bit. But I like how there's... and I especially like the levels like this where it has the water, the regular land, and clouds. So we got a little contra climb here. And now we're out. Whoops, missed a tail flip. So this room, you can see the land is stacked really crazily. It looks insane, and when you first start playing the game, you're like, what is going on? You can't jump out of the water. You have to use these little platforms to get back out. But I think levels like this are really fun, especially once you start getting the hang of the game. Oops. Oh, and you can reach through things, which is nice. So I don't have to go all the way up and around. There's a few other places where it saves you quite a bit of time by just breaking a chest and not worrying about what's in it. Okay, here's that boss. What is it? What is it? It's an otter. We have ourselves an otter boss. There we go. Sorry, Mr. Otter. I think it's so funny that there's a... You don't really see otters in video games anyway, and then you have an otter that's a villain. That's pretty cool. Wow, we saved some time. Last 2 splits, we actually saved quite a bit of time. Alright, so we have World 4. This is the last world. There's only essentially two doors. You have to go through them in a certain order. Obviously, they don't give you a choice. Whoops. So this is another room where I think the bomb there is probably going to be fine, but if I would have grabbed the bomb immediately, I would have had probably some respawn issues. Because you can see enemies respawn really quickly in this game now. So that'll probably be fine. Get these birds out of my way. When you're tucked right up against the ceiling like that, it can be hard to get 2 hits in on the chest in one jump. It's really good when you can. And this room is... it's designed to be a big old troll because every jump is those extremely tight jumps. And if I'm really quick here in the beginning, I can... Let's see if I can make it. Nope. That's alright. You can make it up onto that platform right there before that guy in the bottom catches you, so... but I slipped off the platform. So basically these jumps, like I said, you're touching the ceiling, and you don't have a lot of room for error to make them, and they ask you to make a whole series of them, which so far I've gotten them, which is nice. And the other thing that makes this room difficult is these knight characters are the only characters in the game that take 3 hits. So most other things take 1 or 2 hits. I don't want a bomb there. This room is very bad when you get a bomb early. Even if at that second chest I got a bomb, would cause problems. Because this wizard thing and this knight would respawn and kind of trap me. We have some cool mermaids. This game has a lot of really cool enemies. So much variety. Okay, that was a good series of chests. Whoops. Getting a bomb down here would be really nice, especially in this chest. We'll grab that heart for safety, but because we're probably going to take a hit here. Yep. That's why a bomb would be nice. It would clear out these fire plants. So there's area 1. Or door 1 or whatever. So we have one more door, series of rooms. So grabbing that bomb there would kill a lot of the enemies, but I would get trapped by that little platform. So I think it's just faster to not grab the bomb. Although I haven't really done a whole lot of research. Back when I first started playing this game really hard, I didn't have the ability to play games on console with save states, because I play everything on console. With Super Famicom and a Super Game Boy 2. I actually play this on an actual Gator cartridge, which is not exactly very cheap. It's kind of an expensive game. Crocodile with leather sneakers. Actually, it looks like on the cover, it looks like he's wearing some like Nikes, some big old high tops. but I wasn't able to do save states, so there's a lot of these rooms that I just had to play over and over and over to kind of refine. I do eventually want to come back and do some save states on this and really fine-tune it. But like I said, there's not really anyone else playing this game right now, so it's not really necessary, especially if you're 5 minutes ahead of second place. I have been playing a lot of Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, which is Game Boy Mega Man 1. I will also be playing that on Thursday for the Retrothon. Oh, too early. Oh, too late. So that's kind of the game that I've been focusing on. But eventually I'll come back to Tailgater. Okay, this is the last room before the final boss. So we have amazing health. We're actually, there's actually a possibility of still getting a sub 37. If I play well. Oh, I got to that chest actually a little bit early, so normally that guy is jumping up on that platform. Alright, we don't need that secret chest. One more chest to break, and then we have a series of terrible jumps with this jerk in the way. And we got him. You only need 2 hearts when you walk into this room to survive this boss fight, and this boss fight's pretty easy, you just mash it out. And he should be dead now. 3658, cool. So I played this for Handheld Heroes last year in July and got a 3659. So 1 second improvement for playing it live, which is I'm happy with. No deaths, and I actually got 3 gold splits in that. But all my golds are gone, so this is these are new set of splits. So it's not really, the new golds are not really that impressive. So, whoo boy. Hopefully Mega Man goes this well on Thursday. On Thursday I won't be doing any commentary for that run, so I just want to give a quick shout out to Andy, Prissy, Mannix, and Mr. Cab for doing the other Game Boy Mega Man games, getting them in this Retrothon. And I want to thank everyone that puts this together and that let me come and show off Tailgater for everybody. Thank you guys for all those GGs. I really appreciate it. This is an amazing credit track. I love this song so much. It's such a great way to feel like you accomplished something at the end. But I would love to see more people play this game, and look forward to seeing more runs from the event.